तो अभी कैमरा ऑफ करो और जब इधर हो जाए तो good afternoon, everyone. Today, I welcome you all to my industry. We have good afternoon, everyone. Today, my name is Aditya, and I work here at Indian Inks and Chemicals for past 2 years. So today, I will be giving you an introduction and a plant visit of my complete industry. To begin with, I would like to start with the main topic: what we manufacture. We are in the manufacturing of printing and we are manufacturing chemicals, and we have been in this area for more than 27 years. And the basic terminologies which are important in food manufacturing is three parts. It consists of mediums, pigments, and resins. So basically, whenever an ink is produced, so ink is basically a mixture of the mediums, additives, and the reagents which acts and gives a certain characteristic to the ink. So the basic and the first procedure of ink manufacturing is that we need to produce mediums. So the purpose of mediums in an ink is it provides the ink the durability to stay on a certain polyester or the surface which is on which is required to be printed on. While the role of pigments is to provide its essential color which is required for the production of certain colors which is required. Now, basically, there we manufacture three types of it. First, it is considered as the polyester ink, which is generally used for printing on polyester films. I'm sure that we have seen generally thin paper sheets and napkins or wrappers of biscuits. Those are polyester films which are printed on by polyester ink. Second, we have adhesion-proof inks, which are used in the manufacturing of the cement bags and generally high volume carrying bags, which in which we require tough care. Third, we have high density plastic ink, which is generally known as poly inks, and it is. I'm sure you have seen those carry bags. So the carry bags are printed by using those. So before I introduce you all to the production, the most important thing is the mixer production, the medium production. The medium is generally produced in a mixer which can be this is a mixer which is used to produce medium. So this to take a vessel. This we take a vessel in which we produce mediums. In the vessel we add solvent and we add different reagents which are mixed continuously for some time. The medium is produced. After the medium is produced, we have certain criteria. We have fixed ratios for production of for a certain amount of mix. We need to have 25 to 50% of mix. So the medium is then weighed on a weighing scale and it is added to the machine. The basic procedure of ink manufacture is grinding. So the purpose of grinding is that for providing the ink the essential shine or the texture it is required. So the first challenge that we face in the producer of the media production is the loss of is half production loss there. Whenever a medium with a resin is considered continuously mixed, it gets heated up. When a solvent is heated up, vaporizes quickly. After the medium is produced, take those mixtures and add it to the grinding machine. As I was saying, it's the grinding machine which is used for production and pigments. It is then there, kept here for continuously and it is then for grinding for a long. It is a long procedure. It takes around 7 to 8 hours for the manufacturing and uh, of this. And it, there, the main challenge that we face is it is very difficult for loading a and unloading. Because these are outdated machines. These machines have been used for the past 20, these are 18 outdated machines. They have been in production since more than 30 years. And the major drawback is that it is a batch reactor. When I'm saying it is a batch reactor, it has a certain capacity, which it has a capacity of producing 100 kg of it after 7 to 8 hours of production. The major challenge that your unit can face here is that it has a very low production and it requires large amount of labor. After the ink is produced, it is then emptied into a large container, which is then mixed. And our mixer to we have the check. We go with that. The checking is known as R&D. There we check the produced ink with our set sample, achieve a certain amount of characteristics that we require. After all this procedure is done, we have, after the new administration, after the globalization, we have went into globalization. The industries were set to a trademark. Now, what happened here is foreign companies who were already into the manufacturing of printing ink came into the field of manufacturing industries of India. Here, they got a larger market and they were able to produce better machines. Now, this what I'm showing here is a dyno mill. It is referred. It is an upgraded version of those machines which I already showed you. As we discussed, there it is a batch flow. It was a batch reactor. Now, here what we are seeing is a plug flow reactor. Here, what happens is we have two vessels, in which the medium, the paste, the medium and pigments are mixed thoroughly, and it is conveyed into the form of paste. Here we can see the paste. Now the paste is sent back into the machine, where it is set for grinding. Now the machine there has a different plates, and it is operated by SS beads. Now the SS beads. Now why I'm saying SS beads, because there batch reactor machines we use a ceramic beads which has a size of 10 mm. So the problem there is that those balls get worn out quite quickly. When this happens, it is a long process, and when it is generally not comes into the knowledge of the operator or the worker there, and it causes that the ink manufactured is very weak quality. After it is done, and this machine we use SS balls. Now the SS balls have a merit here that they are not easily worn out. They are 0.5 mm size and they are completely SS. So whenever it's mixed thoroughly with the pigment and the mixture, it generally provides it a faster routine. It has a high endurance over those chemicals. Now, when we have already discussed about the production, I will bring it to the cooling section. So what happens there is whenever ink is produced, in any chemical reaction, what happens in grinding is that there is breaking of the pigment size. Whenever pigment or particle is break from a larger size to a smaller size, heat is produced. So when heat is produced, it is required to keep the plant cool so that to prevent it from further losses. We already face loss in the production of medium. Now, when we are grinding, it is a 7 to 8 hour process, and it does not have we cannot have it in a vacuum seal operation because we need to. If it's too much vacuum pressure, it will be a risk of the high pressure, and it might lead to the breakage of safety measures. Now, what to counter that, we set up cooling plants. Now, in cooling plants, I'm certainly very sure that what a cooling plant does, it has several amount of sheets over it where the water is spread and the surface area of the water increases and it is cooled by a fan. So this type of cooling fan is generally used for machines which were generally batch reactor because there the amount of heat produced is quite less. But when we come to the new era of machines which are known as dyno mills, they have very high production and hence it has a very high heat production. When this happens, to counter that, we require a faster cooling and more effective cooling system. So hence, we set up a chiller plant for that. That chiller plant, it has the same operation as the refrigerator, but the change here is that we have tanks and it is generally directly connected to the machine with a pump so that the continuous flow of water is maintained to keep the plant cool.
Am I audible? Am I audible to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
so
Yes, sir.
since you told us about the entire process of the in production, film production, so I hope you understand the entire process. So, what do you think? But if you have any question to ask, please ask. Do you have any question, any query? So, okay, then fine. I would like to ask Ashish, please. Ashish, what do you feel? What the biggest challenge in the in production process? What do you feel? अपनी फ्रेंड मैंने ये पूछा है कि मतलब आपको क्या लगता है मतलब आप क्या जो इन प्रोडक्शन है इन प्रोडक्शन जो ऑयल इस प्रोडक्शन प्रोसेस में बेसिकली प्रॉब्लम क्या चैलेंज अगर बात करें क्या है
Basic challenge we face here is that it is very difficult to cope up with the market. We already have too many manufacturers in the process. What happens here is, as we know that after the COVID came in, so the prices of pigments and prices of chemicals they changed drastically. They were at the next level. So the majority of units face the problem here to cope up with the production. If they have to keep it under the cost of the manufacturing cost to be less than the to your selling price, and also it should be more contributes as the chemicals, so the availability of chemicals is also less. So here we have to use the procedure means to cope up with the production. Basically, the challenge is that production only. That so ink manufacturing is those we get less materials with less raw materials. It is very difficult to have a production.
okay so dear participants have you heard what Ashish ji told us am I audible
Yes, sir.
okay but if I ask you to raise any query any kind of question it can be general it can be please ask so that we can continue this interaction.
So your voice is breaking, sir.
Is it clear now? Okay, I'm asking that if you feel any kind of you should ask. If you don't have done, we are going to wind up the session. Okay, fine. So this debate actually we discussed at a state production unit. After this, we are going to visit. We planning in next 2 months to visit other other manufacturing industries, and in which we will see the further development, further process of the other products that is available in our market. So I'm going to end this session, and before ending this session, I thank Sri Ashish ji for sharing his time with us. Harish ji, sorry, Harish. Harish ji for sharing his opinion, his knowledge about the production in material. And I would like to thank him on behalf of Minister of Education, Innovation Cell, Institutions Innovation Council, Banaras University, Design Innovation Center, Rajkumar University, Nisbag, and Department of Applied Arts, Faculty of Visual Arts, Banaras University. A big thanks to you for sharing your time. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, dear participants. Thank you very much.